Thank you, Your Honor. We've heard and I appreciate. Can you hear me now? Yeah. We've heard many of our residents here tonight express their opinions on this tax, and I appreciate each and every one of them, whether for it or against it. I appreciate you coming out on this cold night and voicing your opinion. I will not vote for this. And as I stated before 2 other times, our economy has not recovered to a satisfactory status. Most people are working on cut hours or at a maximum of 40 hours, no overtime. Our retail stores, obviously after Christmas, have already cut their employees' hours down to a very minimum. Our Social Security tax went up 2%. Just about every working person that I know that's making under $40,000 a year is struggling to keep their bills paid. Raises that you receive from your employer does not even meet what the cost of living raises are. In the presentation, it was stated at the end, and again, at the end of this, the board again will make the decision, not the people. I don't agree with that.
What can we do?
Whatever happened to we the people?
Excuse me, I can't have you guys, even though I agree with you, you can't keep butting in. You've got to let Mr. Boland talk, let him do his thing, but please remain quiet.
By Robert's rules tonight, for this vote here tonight, I cannot send this or make any statement that's correct that could send this to referendum. I can only make a statement after the vote is taken, and that I will do after the vote is taken. I heard the people here tonight. I got all kind of emails. I mean, I got just handfuls of them. So if any trustee sitting here tonight said that they didn't hear from the people, obviously you're not talking to the people. This tax should not go forward until it's taken to a vote from the people. Not that I'm against infrastructure improvement. That's a necessity that nobody likes to anticipate or to look at. But the timing is not right because the people have not said so. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Boland. Well, go ahead, Tim, I'll go.
Tonight, I also heard the people, and when I ran for this office, I made that very clear that I would bring the voice back from the people to this office. And I personally think that we should put it on a referendum also.
Yes. Thank you.
And I'm in agreement, Mr. Boland and I have been in agreement from day one. This should have went on referendum. Well, I'm not done yet. This should have went on referendum. We should have got this message out to you long before we voted on it. And that really irritated me because I didn't find out much before you guys did.
Thank you, Your Honor. Over the past several weeks, numerous people have expressed concerns over this ordinance. These concerns can be grouped into 3 general categories. First, why do we need this money? Second, what if we can't afford this tax? And third, why did you not let the people make this decision? I think the current ordinance has clearly and carefully analyzed each of these. First, why do we need the money? One is roads. When we passed the road tax, we identified the streets that are targeted in the next 7 years. It was clear that the sales tax revenue would take care of only the streets in the plan. All of us realized that there are many more streets in dire need of repair, and the utility tax will help take care of that problem. At least 55% of the funds raised from this tax will go directly into residential road repair over and above our current plan. The second use of this money will be police protection. This village is below the recommended staffing level for a village of 23,500 people. And the tax would be used to employ at least one full-time policing position and 2 additional squad cars. Public safety is important to every person in this room. The third and final use of the money would be for commercial infrastructure. The funds will be used for building infrastructure for commercial development. This village has lost several large developments to areas because they are already developed infrastructure and it was basically shovel-ready for construction. We have areas in the village where there was a strong interest, and if we had this infrastructure in place, when it is done, they will build here, creating many more jobs and adding to our sales tax revenue, further speeding up road repair. This was recently shown by Practice Velocity's planned relocation to the McChesney Town Center, a clear result of our infrastructure redevelopment. What about reserves? Many have asked, why not use the reserves for these things? The recommended funding level, as we saw, is from 4 to 12 months for a fund balance. We are currently just below 11 months. The state is currently 4 months behind in payment to the village, and now we're even talking of borrowing some of our sales tax revenue, further hampering our reserves. These reserves are used to pay our bills without the need to borrow money, as many cities in the area have had to do. We must maintain a cushion to allow for problems if they arise. It is simply sound fiscal management. The second issue raised, what if we can't afford it? We heard that. I feel that the ordinance as amended tonight, goes a long way to addressing this concern. We have put in place a plan where these people who are truly have financial difficulty can receive quarterly rebates of the tax up to the $150, paying nothing after the rebate. We have also put a 7-year sunset clause on this tax so that it can be reviewed in 7 years and taken away if it is not needed, with the tax expiring December 31st, 2019. The third issue, why not let the people decide? I think all trustees initially wanted this to happen. However, it's a matter of timing. Since tax money cannot be used to promote a referendum, it would require a major fundraising effort, a major time commitment from the public. As an example, the recent successful road referendum required 6 months of planning and organization, cost over $20,000 of money that was raised, and involved well over 2,000 man-hours of volunteer time to reapprove a tax that was already on a positive program. In order to get the utility tax on the ballot and have a fair chance to inform the public of its importance, it could not be done in time for the April election. Therefore, it would have to be placed on the ballot at the next general election 2 years from now in 2015 at the earliest. By waiting 2 years, the roads would continue to get worse and the cost would further escalate. The police department would remain understaffed and older equipped, and the developers would continue to go elsewhere, costing us more new job creation. We cannot continue to pass the problem on to the next administration. While it is not a popular thing to raise taxes, I think it's important that we take a stand and begin to solve the problems. This tax was all totally transparent. It will be a tax, it will be set up as a separate line item and can be constantly monitored as how much money is being generated exactly and where is it being spent exactly. Not only will the people be able to clearly see where their money is going, they will be able to drive on the results. When I was running for office 2 years ago, I clearly stated my main goals were roads, public safety, and jobs. This ordinance is very consistent with those goals. It will improve many of the roads more beyond than we can with the current tax. It will provide at least one more full-time police officer for this village, and it will create many new jobs directly and indirectly. I therefore do support this tax increase.
You can't do it, that's not appropriate.
You need to sit down. You need to sit down.
Sir, you can't do that. Mr. Beck.
Thank you, Your Honor. I heard from the people tonight, and one thing most of the people out here said, they keep talking about seniors. Well, you're looking at one. Okay, I'm retired. I'm on a fixed income. But the bottom line here is simply this. I feel that this $8 per month that I'm going to put into this is a positive for the community. My investment, my personal investment to make the village of Machete Park better. And I'm going to vote yes for this.
Your back pocket.
They should have fixed the roads 20 years ago, man.
No, you can't, let me say something now. If you people, when the trustees are done talking, we're gonna come back to public comment. You're more than welcome to speak then, but you, yeah, well, you had time before the vote to talk.
They had 10 minutes.
Well, he's a trustee.
And there was 30 of you.
We're citizens.
We elect you. We can
You
also
can
see
sit up
with
there
your
with a
control.
smile on your face.
That's enough.
Recall.
Please be quiet. I know you people are upset. I don't blame you. But the trustees, they can speak. There is no time limit on them, and I can't help it. Is there anybody else that'd like to address this that's on the board? Trustee Boland.
Thank you, Your Honor. With due respect to Trustee Yule, I heard in your comment that our state government is behind. Why? We're paying them plenty of taxes. You can't get money out of a rock if it's none there. And that's what the people's been telling you here all night long. We don't have it. We cannot afford it. Now, you can sugarcoat that any way you want, but the bottom line is, if I don't have it, you can't get it.
And I just have one more, I guess, a question. Maybe I misunderstood, but when I asked about the police tonight, I thought we were told that we didn't have an answer on that.
What answer are you looking for?
When I asked about police officers, Mr. Yule had stated that we're going to actually put, I thought, I was told tonight that we don't actually have a clear answer on that we're actually going to put a police officer on the street.
We have a clear answer for that. It was given in the presentation. If this goes through, you will have one additional police officer in 2013. As the tax proceeds, we can reevaluate it in 9 to 12 months, see how much is coming in, how much is being rebated to the low-income applicants, and then we will determine whether or not a second officer goes in. So we have committed to a minimum of one and a minimum of 2 squad cars coming out of just this utility tax fund.
Thank you.
Okay, then I have a question. Oh, sir, I'll have to have you removed if you keep that up. I'm sorry. We've got to use common sense here. I just have one question. Are we going to get, if this passes next month, I mean, let's say you pass it tonight and you put it in effect next month, where is the 45% going to go? Are you going to buy 2 police cars, 1 officer? Where is it going to go?
As I stated in the presentation, the 45% will go towards the hiring of 1 police officer and 2 squad cars. We will evaluate the balance that is left over at that point, because we do not know exactly how much it'll bring in and how much the rebate will subtract from it. Once we determine those dollars, we will then go down the priority list that I listed about pedestrian pathways, a couple $100,000 for potentially the subdivision that needs seed money